Story of how I found out I have a brain tumor after brushing my teeth too much. I, F20, am someone that has been struggling with depression for some time. When I was 17, and when this story takes place, I wasn't brushing my teeth as much as I should have because of said illness, so, since I hated how yellow my teeth looked, I had the brilliant idea of vigorously brushing them for a while, hoping that would have changed their appearance. So, one evening, I did exactly that. I brushed my teeth so much until my gums bled and I was spitting more blood than toothpaste. After 20-30 minutes of brushing, I simply went to bed. I noticed that my face felt a little weird, but I fell asleep without worrying too much about it. The next morning, after looking in the mirror, I froze. I couldn't move half of my face. My right eye couldn't close, the right part of my lips couldn't move to form a smile. Panicked, I showed my dad what happened, and the next day he brought me to the hospital. We both didn't have any idea of how that happened. At that point, I still didn't think my symptoms were related to the stupid thing I had done the night before. The doctors ran some tests on me, to check if my paralysis was caused by some neurological issue, but fortunately it wasn't. My right facial nerve was damaged, and I had to go through a Luan treatment to heal it, consisting of taking supplements for a month and a half and getting cortisone shots for 10 days. I realized I caused that to myself after the doctor said that usually your face starts to become paralyzed after only 1 hour, and 1 hour before I showed symptoms I was brushing my teeth skull. After the diagnosis they scheduled an MRI of my upper body, to check if everything was alright, just to be sure. I went in there feeling alright, not expecting anything from that scan, but I realized something was wrong when, after I got out, they made me go in for another round, this time after injecting some contrast liquid. It's the exact scientific name, but it's a liquid that makes it easier for doctors to read the scans. After finally getting out of that machine, they immediately made me go through a CT scan of just my head to get a better look at it. Me and my dad were seriously worried at that point. And you can imagine our reaction after the doctor said the words brain tumor to us. Fortunately, it's not a tumor we needed to worry about. It's a tiny, tiny mass staying on my pituitary gland, responsible of creating hormones. It was so tiny that they couldn't even proceed to remove it, by pulling it out by my nose LMAO, and it was benign. Harmless. Now, the only thing I need to do is having a yearly checkup, to see if the tumor is growing, and after 3 years I can say that that tiny thing will not bother me for a while. So, if you want to learn something from this story, I would suggest to not do the same thing that I did. In my case it was also a weird way to find out I have a brain tumor, but dealing with an half-paralyzed face for almost 2 months wasn't fun at all LMAO. Edit. I consider myself lucky since I found out about my tumor before it caused any problems. I'm thankful for my doctor's will to do that MRI just to be sure everything was alright. Now I just have to get it checked out once a year. It's a pituitary adenoma.